Hello. Hello. I hope you guys are well tonight. Better late than never. I'm coming with a love reading, and I know that it was a couple of days ago, but still and yet it's been a while since I've done a love reading. And so let's see what's happening with you in terms of love. Love, love, love is in the all, or maybe not, but let's see. Okay. Love for all of the signs. Like, share, comment, subscribe. These are going to be really short. I don't plan to be here long. I am going to get in and I'm going to get out. We're going to start with Aries, okay? And we are going to go ahead and get things cracking for Aries. Let's see here. Aries, how you doing, Aries? I hope you are fine. I hope you are wonderful. And I hope you are amazing, okay? So we are going to start your reading, taking a look at what's going on with you in love. What's going on with you in love? For Aries, let's see what is going on with Aries in love, Spirit. Please and thank you. For Aries in love. So I am using my Tarot of the Heart, 50 Ways to Divine Love. We're going to use this deck. And it just really focuses on divine love, right? It's dealing with major arcana. And so for Aries, please, Spirit, tell us what is happening in love. So we have the High Priestess. We have the Hanged Man, the Hermit, the Empress, okay, Hope, and the World, okay, and the World. And so for you, Aries, I feel like there's something about a past situation when it comes to love that it feels like it was one that was very, you may have been very connected with this person. It feels like it was heavy and deep, very intuitive. Let me see. Give me 1 second. And it may have been, for some of you, something that you didn't want everybody to know. It may have been like a secret, the fact that someone was giving to you. It was something that was not widely known, right? This may have been someone that you ended up getting pregnant by, right? There's something about not knowing that you was as fertile as you were, right? But it happened, right? You got the t-shirt for it. You learned the lesson from it. I feel like there could have been good things. It doesn't feel like a bad thing from the past, but it just feels like something that maybe you weren't really ready to embrace fully, because it feels like it was something on the under. Not everybody knew. Maybe this was somebody that you were very attracted and connected to that you didn't even share. If this never turned into a full-blown situation, maybe it was somebody that you had a deep crush on. And there's something about the past where you kind of learn through this past person, this past experience in love, to kind of love yourself. There's something about this that taught you to learn how to receive love and not just be all giving, right? Because there's something in the present also that I feel like might be teaching you how to really sit and think about what it is that you desire instead of just running after it. I feel like you might be in a pause currently, trying to get more understanding and insight around love. And not that you've lost your desire. I feel like there's still a lot of trust and desire for love, but it's a more mature love, I feel like, that you're stepping into. There's something about your experiences in the past that being altered in this moment as you are sitting and having a chance. I don't feel like you're in a connection for many of you, but it's given you a moment to really kind of get your ideas around love together, right? And solidify them. There's something that's changing around your perspective on love. And you come out with a good idea around that. You haven't lost your desire or your hope for love. It's just changing. It's maturing. And then when you look in the future with the Hermit and the World, I do feel like that this is possibly, wow, I almost feel like there's some type of retreat from love that you find yourself in the future, or this could be someone that's in this energy too, that's kind of been on a retreat from love. This is going to be someone who's very mature, or this is your energy. You're not really in a rush. You want to be led and guided. You're trying to find out information about what that is that would be good for you. And I do see something about this that's going to be ending, about you waiting, being in this waiting period around love. It's going to be ending. And you will find love, Aries. If this is you, you will absolutely find love. I don't necessarily see any bad experiences. This is just about you maturing into love. I am going to pull some oracle cards here. I'm thinking of you this very moment. You may have some admirers that you don't realize have you on their mind. Some admirers that are very inspired by you when it comes to love. There's something about just a deep understanding of love developing for you. And understanding, it's almost like I came into this world alone and I'm going to go out alone, when it's all said and done. That might be your perspective right now. But there's something underlying that too, that remembers what it felt like. And I don't know if this was kind of like the type of love that you weren't supposed to have for whatever reason. It almost feels like it could have been a love from the past that could never really give you what you desire. It could never really, evolve into what it is that you deserve or what you desire. However, you still have like the taste of that love in your mouth, Aries. And that might be who have not forgotten about you. But I feel like you're learning lessons around what it is that you see for yourself. Maybe even getting clear on what that is. Whoever this person is, they may feel like you, or you may feel like they got closer to you than anyone else, or they may feel that way about you. Look, I'm not picking up cards every other second. I don't know how this came to an end. Maybe there was an issue with boundaries in the situation. I don't know. This person may feel like they kind of did something to mess things up with you. They may be taking time to heal. And they may be playing hard. This might be somebody that is around common friends that you guys may have had. When your name comes up, they try to act like they're not bothered. Yeah, that's what I'm seeing. I have Pisces, Virgo, Libra. Pisces, Virgo, and Libra stands out in your reading, Aries. All right. That is for you, Aries. All right. Take care, my friends. Let me know if it resonates, okay? We'll see you next time. Bye, Aries. Taurus, you are next, my darling. Darling. Taurus. Taurus, you are next. Let's take a look and see what's happening for you in love. Taurus, what's happening for you in love? I hope you are well, Taurus. Thank you for stopping by to Blood Moon Oracle, to today's love reading. And I know it was a couple of days ago, but better late than never, right? And, I haven't done a love reading in a while. I've been wanting to do it, and I really haven't had time. And so I'm just making time tonight. I want these to be really short, to the point readings. And so for Taurus, please and thank you, Spirit. Please and thank you. Like, share, comment, subscribe. Taurus, my name is Leticia. Welcome. So what is the love situation for Taurus here, Spirit? For Taurus here. All right. For Taurus here. For Taurus here. All right, Taurus. So I feel like in the past, Taurus, we have the Fool, the Devil, the Hangman. We also have the World, the Magician, and the High Priest. Okay. So Taurus, in the past, it feels like you were attracted or you had connection to someone who's very nonchalant about love, probably non-committal, just kind of soaring their wild oats and not really concerned about making any commitments. It was something just very easygoing. But it feels like there were some things that maybe wasn't working for you because it came to an end, or maybe it just didn't work out for either one of you because it came to an end. I don't know if you found that that's not really what you were looking for, or there was something about it that didn't work out. If you enjoyed it, Taurus, but there's something about it that didn't kind of pan out because it came to an end. I'm seeing with the World card. Currently with the Devil, this is still, I don't know if it's just like a person or a type that you have that excites you, but you know they're not good for you. Like they bring out all of the things in you that you are trying to heal or get over or stop doing. Like there's something very tempting, something very on the edge, something very just maybe even unhealthy, right? Presently, I see you in this energy or in this situation with someone, with a lover or a situation that feels that way. And it may feel, even you may be getting like signs of, I don't know, like manipulation. This person might be someone who you have feared, like they're trying to manipulate you or run some type of game, play mind games and tricks. And, I don't know if you have like an inkling or a feeling of that, right? That's going on. I feel like that's kind of the energy coming out with the Devil and the Magician. This is very manipulative energy. The Devil gives me the energy that can be a little bit aggressive, but the Magician is not so much. The Magician is more along the lines going to use their mind and their ability to manipulate things to get what they want, right? It could be both, right? The current situation. And I hope you do realize, sooner than later when something's not for you, Taurus. Yeah, that's the current situation that I'm seeing now. In the future, I do see you taking more time and maybe even connecting with someone that's a little bit more slow, not really quick to jump into anything. That could be your energy. You'll be really maturing into love and taking a moment to learn from the past and from where you are right now. You're going to have a moment where you sit still and you think about it, right? In that moment, I do feel like there's someone very, very mature, someone very serious with this High Priest, someone who maybe, unlike who you're dealing with right now or who you've dealt with in the past, this is going to be someone who may be really serious about you or serious about love. Like this is not somebody that goes to play games. They're going to be looking for something really serious, but I don't see this moving really fast. This feels like it will move very slow, and it may come after a period of stillness, of maybe even celibacy, of you holding yourself in place. But during that time, whether that's enjoyable or not, I don't know, you'll be having a one-on-one discussion with yourself about some things that has happened in the past. And that may position you or prepare you for what's coming next. Yeah. I feel like this is really important that you have that discussion with yourself about the past before you actually are able to really be serious about someone of this caliber. The high priest is this might be someone who not only is serious, but they may have strong morals, right? They may have strong foundations when it comes to family, when it comes to different structures that are important in society. This person may be very grounded and rooted foundationally, right? And so this might be something that you may need to prepare for. Let's see what oracle messages come out for you. I don't know what situation this is you in right now, though, with this devil and the magician. I don't know. But something better is coming. All right. What is the messages coming out for Taurus here, Spirit? Close your eyes and tell yourself that you deserve to feel joyful. You can allow joy into your life, regardless of the circumstances you currently find yourself in. I don't know, what the current situation is, but it feels like it's testing. It might be testing your boundaries. It might be testing your patience. It might even be testing your intelligence with the magician here. But it's time to close your eyes and tell yourself what you are worthy and deserving of, and that is to feel joy. You're worthy of that and some more, okay? So if you're not in a good, healthy situation, you know what you got to do. We have reflection coming out here and freedom for you, Taurus. Give each other some space at the moment. Trust and have faith that all will work out for the best. There's nothing stopping you. The path is clear if you want it to be. So I almost feel like Spirit is saying, when you're ready, you know what to do. There may be a need to give some space so that you can get clear-headed. If you're not able to think clearly, sometimes you're not able to really see things as clear as you should because you're in the middle of it, right? And you may need some time away so that you can get your head clear, right? And so trust yourself and trust that what is for you will prove to be so. It'll feel like it's for you. It won't be confusing. It won't be draining, right? Definitely won't be testing your boundaries and your patience, right? It's going to be something that feels fulfilling, like it adds, not takes, right? So Spirit is just basically saying, like, there's nothing holding you where you are right now. The path is clear if you want it to be. If you want to walk away, you can. Nothing's holding you. If this person who you're dealing with could speak, what would they say? Or if you're not dealing with anybody, what does your higher self want to tell you? We need to let each other go. Okay. And maybe they feel like they are kind of in a tight spot as well. But I'm so attracted to you. Ooh. I am grateful for spiritual lessons. Let's get one more. So this may prove to be like one of the, you know how we have those major lessons that we have in life that pivot us towards the right direction. I feel you, even though we are apart. And this person, if you are separated, or for some of you, this could be someone from the past that's still, trying or still connected to you. There could very much still be cords connecting you to past lovers, past situations, past connections and relationships. That's what I'm getting for you, Taurus. All right. Thanks for stopping by and be safe, Taurus. Listen, take care of yourself, okay? And trust yourself. Be guided by your heart. Trust yourself, okay? I always tell people, especially when I know it's a situation that's difficult, I'm like, when you're ready, you'll know. When you're ready, you'll know, okay? I'll leave you with that. All right. Thank you for stopping by, Taurus. We'll see you next time. Gemini, how we doing? Gemini, how are we doing tonight? We're going to take a look at what's happening in love for Gemini. Welcome to Blood Moon Oracle, Gemini. My name is Leticia. Let's see what's going on for you in love, Gemini. Gemini. All right. What's going on in love for Gemini, Spirit? For Gemini. Okay. Okay. For Gemini. Okay. For Gemini, like, comment, Gemini. Let me know if it resonates or if you have questions. So for you, Gemini, I have the High Priest, Justice, Faith, the Emperor, the Lovers, and the Hermit coming out for you. And so I'm seeing like you've had some really good connections in the past, or either you were a good connection for someone else, because I have the High Priest coming out here, which is very good energy when it comes to love. Somebody that definitely knows what they want, is willing to work and go and get what it is that they want. Someone who is very solid and stable. Someone who is very caring, protective. And this could be like a past situation that you had. There was some, and this person could have been old fashioned, like they could have very traditional ways about them. I don't know if that was something good. I don't know if you interpreted that as something good or what, but there were some lessons around control in the past. I don't know. This person could have been a little bit controlling, and that kind of rubbed you the wrong way. Very protective. Sometimes with the Emperor, that can lightweight lead into controlling. Sometimes we think that we're doing good and we're protecting, but it almost feels to the other person like it's controlling, right? And so that's what I'm seeing in the past. But overall, it feels like a very solid relationship. But it really depends on, what your desires are. Some people don't want to feel controlled or what we would call protected. Some people might think that that's feeling smothering, And so there's something about the past where you learned lessons about being in some type of connection that may have felt very controlling. Or if you were that person, you may have been very aggressive about this connection in the past. And maybe you've learned something from that. Not everybody likes that, Right now, I do feel like you could be in a position where I don't feel like you've lost any love or any desire for love. If you are in a relationship, it feels very balanced with the Justice here and the Lovers on the bottom. Lots of balance where you are right now. Even if it's with the same person, it doesn't have to be. But wherever you are right now, it feels very balanced, and like this could be your soulmate, you feel, or you're hoping. It feels very passionate. And either one or both of you are head over heels in love with the other. Somebody has been shot by Cupid's arrow. Or maybe there's the hope that this would be the case, right? In the future, I see Faith and the Hermit. There's something very spiritual, I feel, in the future. This could represent the person that you're going to end up marrying, especially if it's the same one from the past. This has kind of evolved. It has evolved, maybe from a place where there's levels of understanding that have grown in the relationship and caused it to be more pliable, right? But if this is somebody different, you've learned some lessons from the past, either about not being so controlling or not allowing yourself to be in a controlling, connection, even if it does feel like love and protection. There's something about learning lessons about that. But in the future, I do see you, I don't know, like it feels very spiritual, like you have a level of belief around what's possible with love. But I still see you doing some healing I still see you needing to do maybe some shadow work. I don't know. The Hermit, there's something that you are seeking answers within. And so there may be a moment in the future where you find yourself taking some space. Even if this is the most amazing relationship that you've ever had, there are some answers that you will be searching for within yourself, right? And this could be around you trying to figure out if this is for you, if this person is for you. Are you, I don't know if you'll be questioning whether or not you're aligned with this relationship. It feels very spiritual and it feels very solid and stable. The energies here are very reputable energies, very upstanding energies. The Justice, the Lovers, High Priest, the Emperor, the Faith, and the Hermit. That's all good energy. And yet you find yourself seeking answers from within. In the future, I see this, that you may be taking some time away, some time to yourself. I don't know what it is about this person, but you are going to be seeking some answers inwardly here in the future. And you're going to be taking some space to do that. Okay. I feel a lot of spiritual energy in this reading. Okay. What special messages do you have for Gemini? And I have Taurus energy, Libra energy, Aries energy, Gemini energy, and Virgo energy for you. So freedom comes out for you. There is nothing stopping you. The path is clear if you want it to be. And then playfulness comes out as well. Talking about laughter being like medicine, laughter being therapy, having, very relaxing times together where you put your walls down, you let your defenses down, and you allow someone into those soft spots where, you can be healed. Somebody, and I do get that energy with the Hermit. It's like very tense, stiff. Let yourself loose a little bit. Let your walls down. Allow someone to come in and, allow yourself to have fun, to have a good time. Allow yourself to love. That might be it too. It doesn't always have to be serious. Let's see. What does your person think, or what are they saying when it comes to you? I really don't like the fact that I'm dropping cards everywhere. I don't like it. For Gemini, I want to tell you how I feel. I look for you everywhere. I feel you leaving me behind. Okay. Finding out the truth crushed me. I don't know. This feels like a little bit of contention. And I don't know if this is the current or something from the past. This could be how someone's feeling right now, left behind by you. Somebody might want to talk and be honest and open. Yeah. I feel like someone could be disappointed. And I don't know how that resonates with you, but those are the thoughts that are ringing. You have definitely left a taste in somebody's mouth, Gemini. Good or bad, I don't know. But you left a taste, okay? That's what I have for you, Gemini. So, yeah. Allow yourself to put your defensives down and allow someone in. Allow yourself to have fun. Love doesn't always have to be serious. Even though it is, it doesn't have to feel that way. I feel like there's a point in love where we do trust each other. We do get to that place where we can let down our walls and just be our unadulterated, free self. I feel like you're being invited there. And the energy is very integrous. I feel like you are safe to do so. So that's for you, Gemini. Thank you for stopping by. And we will see you next time, okay? All right. Bye, Gemini. Who's next? Cancer. Y'all, I got this zodiac thing down, okay? I have it computed, and I know from A to B. I know from Aries to Pisces, okay? So we got Cancer next. That's what happens when you do something over and over and over and over. It just comes like, it becomes second nature. Cancer, how you doing? Welcome to Blood Moon Oracle, Cancer. Let's see what's going on with you in the greater recesses of love. What's going on with Cancer? Okay. For Cancer. For Cancer. All right. Okay, so we have the High Priest, the Wheel of Fortune, Charity, Death, the High Priestess, and the Lovers. Okay. And so I do feel like for this past, when we look at your past, we're looking at the High Priest and the Death card. There's something that changed you about the past relationships that you've had, Cancer. And it really does feel like in a good way. In a good way. And even if it wasn't, even if this was something where you had to be drugged by spirit, you may be thankful now that spirit drugged you. You know, this is a good change that took place with the High Priest and the Death. Whoever this person was for you, Cancer, was someone that was, it feels like good energy with the High Priest, someone who may be very stable, you know, someone who is very solid in their foundations, someone who could be religious or spiritual. And there's something about them that really affected you so much that it caused change. There was something in the past about this person that taught you some lessons about surrendering, possibly, to life, to your higher power. This could have been some type of spiritual transformation that you went through from this connection with this person in the past. Right now, I do feel like you're kind of like seeing where things go. Like right now, you could just be open to whatever happens. You may feel very lucky as things are unfolding for you. The Wheel of Fortune is a pretty good energy. It's fortunate energy. And being that we look down below it, we have the High Priestess. I don't know, but this feels like you are looking, and right now it almost feels like someone could be waiting for someone very special. Like this is not going to be like the average person that you are hoping for, waiting for. There's something very particular about this person. There may be a connection with this person right now that you are hoping that you're able to make something out of it. It almost feels like you're just in a space and you're allowing things to unfold naturally, but there's some very strong connection. And you're hoping that that connection is almost like simultaneously, you're feeling the same way about each other. You're hoping that they can feel how you feel and they're reciprocating. They're going to reciprocate that. But I don't see you forcing anything right now. You're just kind of allowing things to just happen. Yeah, you may have your eye on someone particular that stands out to you. And there may be some disposition of connection that you have with this person. If you are not currently connected to them, there is some type of connection you have. Now, in the future, I don't see you being, I don't know if you have been very giving to your connections and relationships. It's something that you've shut off. I don't see you being as giving or as forgiving as you have been in the past. I see Like it's almost like you have cut off your bowels of mercy, and you, in the future, you really become maybe very. I feel like the energy of the future is strict and without a lot of wiggle room is what I'm getting. Like it's almost like you know what it is and what it's supposed to be, and you're not receiving anything else. You're not giving to anything else. And this may also talk about you meeting your person, and you know that that's your soulmate. And so you cut off everything else. You may make this person like the center of your world, and everything else gets cut off. Right now, I feel like you're in the energy where you're just like really open and allowing things to unfold. But in the future, there's going to be something about not being open, like cutting off the flow, the free flow, right? And that may be because you are going to be committing to someone specific that you recognize is your soulmate. I do see you falling in love, Cancer, in the future, or committing to someone in the future, whoever that is. And there's something about, and I'm hearing benevolence, right? There's something about cutting off the benevolence in the future. You may not be as open or as giving as you are in the future, and that may be because you find your person. I don't know. You tell me. But let's see. Oracle cards for Cancer. That makes sense. You know, a lot of things change when you find your person. Okay, so transformative, surrender. It says your relationship with one another is about to deepen. Love conquers and transforms things. And so there's going to be some changes around this love in the future. Whether this is the same person that has carried through from the past to the future, or this is someone new, it's going to change things. It's going to transform some things within you and the other person. There's going to be some things that you will need to surrender to, Cancer. There's going to be some things that you're going to need to let go of so that you can open up to the new. Yep. And for somebody, that has already become something that you've experienced with this death card in the past. There's some surrender that's already happened, some transformation that's already taken place, but there's more to come in the future too. And so right now is the time to really get reacquainted with yourself. Maybe take some time to be alone. Sometimes in the relationship, you know, it's good to take time alone. That doesn't mean that you don't love the person and they don't love you. It just means that in order for the relationship to be healthy, there needs to be a healthy person relationship. And I see that being important here for you in the future. You may be involved with someone in the future where you're going to have this very interesting dynamic where there's this understanding of this alone time periodically that's necessary. Yeah. So I see good things for you in the future, Cancer. Let's see. Any messages? Any messages for Cancer here? This feels like a very aligned, right? We have the high priest, the high priestess, the lovers. And so we have Taurus energy, Sagittarius energy, Scorpio energy, Pisces energy, and Gemini energy. Okay. That's what comes out for you. And let's see. Messages for Cancer. I am becoming a better person. That's what someone wants you to know. You don't know how hard it was to let you go. And you came closer than anybody. That's how someone's feeling. Sounds like someone from the past, though. Somebody from the present. I know I messed up everything. So I don't know who that is, but it could be someone having, thoughts concerning you. I don't know. If it resonates, take it. If it doesn't, just leave it, okay? But that's what I have for you, Cancer. Very beautiful message. And so like, share, comment, subscribe if you feel led, okay? That's your message, Cancer. Thanks for stopping by. All right. Leo is next. Leo is next after Cancer. Leo, how are you doing today? Let's find out what's going on with you in love, Leo. What's going on with Leo in love right now? What's going on with Leo in love right now? For Leo. Like, share, comment, subscribe. Welcome, Leo. I hope you are well tonight. I'm a little late, but it's better late than never. I know Valentine's Day was a couple of days ago, but I just felt like I hadn't did a love reading in a while. So here we are. So for Leo, what is the message around love for Leo? Okay. For Leo, messages around love. Whew. All right, for Leo, messages around love. For Leo. For Leo, messages around love. All right, and one more. Okay, so Leo, I have the Tower, Hope, Judgment, Devil, Chariot, and Temperance. Okay, so looking back, Leo, I feel like in the past you've had it's showing up as very chaotic love, chaos, very unpredictable, like destructive, right? With the Tower. And then there's some things around, lessons around learning self-control with the Devil here, learning lessons around maybe even self-worth, learning how to set good boundaries and hold them, maybe even learning how not to allow yourself to be subjugated or to subjugate somebody else, right? But there's something about chaotic love in the past, and you've learned lessons around not allowing yourself to be caught up in that energy. And it may feel good to a certain extent, or it may be exciting and thrilling, but those very superficial temporary feelings, those run out. They rub off very quickly. And they're left with the chaos, So there's something about that in the past. This could be the recent past. It could be like the history of relationships that you've chosen. I don't know. This is what's showing up for you. Now, in the present, I do see that even though it's been very chaotic and maybe even kind of disruptive emotionally in the past, you managed to come out unscathed with Hope and Chariot. You managed to get away, right? You managed to escape the fire without even smelling like smoke. And there are some very important lessons. Maybe those were some experiences that you needed to have in the past to bring you to where you are, to want something better, to hope for something better, and to position yourself and empower yourself to go after that. Yeah. And I feel like right now you're in a position where you are very self-motivated when it comes to love, or maybe you're just self-motivated right now. Maybe you're not even thinking about love. You're just thinking about moving forward, And accomplishing what it is that you need to do. However, I do see currently you still have this thing for love. You still want love. There's still very much a hope of being in love or experiencing love. Maybe you are still in a situation that was at some point very toxic, but now you're changing, right? Now you hope for something better. Maybe no longer accepting what that was, but actually positioning yourself to move forward to a better space. Now, when I look in the future, this feels like you being able to look back and learning a lot about the past by what you've experienced and looking back and having lots of clarity about what that was. I get the sense that things may have been very hazy for whatever reason, but in the future, it's going to be real clear. It's going to be real clear. And I feel like this is going to possibly be a person or a relationship that may help to bring in this clarity. I don't know if this is somebody, sometimes you meet people and they just are, for some reason, more mature than you. And it's almost like talking to your mom or talking to your dad, their level of maturity and awareness. And they're like, well, this is what this means. This is what happened there. Like, this could be somebody that you end up meeting in the future that's going to like shed light on your situation like never before. Or this is you in the future being able to think back and just putting pieces together like crazy. I'm that way too. I think back to some of the relationships I've been in, and I'm like, I think to myself, like, girl, where were you at mentally? What were you thinking? It's having a lot of those moments. And I feel like you end up in the future being very patient, very gentle, very graceful with yourself. And this could also be how you're feeling about your person in the future and how they're feeling about you. It's going to be very patient, very different than the past, right? So it may be something to get used to in the future, because I don't know, this Tower and this Devil from the past is much different than the Judgment and the Temperance in the future. It's like polar opposite energies. So I do feel like you end up in a very balanced situation within yourself, one where you feel safe and protected in the future by your person or whatever situation you end up in. Maybe for some of you in the future, you find yourself just getting your footing, allowing yourself to get back in a balanced space until you can, or until you're ready to welcome love back into your life. There's something about patience here. Either that's patience with your person or patience with yourself. There's just a lot of understanding in the future around love. And maybe you will accept, it's like, I haven't really had a moment to myself. I'm going to just enjoy this right here. I don't necessarily see anyone particular, but if it is, it's going to be something very beautiful and soft and patient and accommodating. If it's not, then this is you just really enjoying your me time. And you may come to, for those of you that do end up, luckily, in your own energy in the future, you may be like, I should have been did this a long time ago. What was I waiting for? What are the messages for Leo here? I feel like this is a lot of patience that you'll be stepping into with yourself, maybe with others. I feel like there's an awakening that's going to happen within your psyche. You're going to see things differently in the future. You won't be able to go back, but you'll understand. Okay. For Leo, what are the messages? First of all, transformation is coming out. Something about, if you are in relationship, it's about to deepen. There's something that's about to change and transform. I do feel like there could be love, true love here. And then my beloved, though we may be physically apart, spiritually, we're always united. For love transcends space and time. Nothing is missing. Okay. And so if you are in separation, I do feel like somehow that strengthens the love. But there's something about learning patience here. There's something about learning to listen to the signs that are coming in, trying to awaken you to see something. All right, let's see what the messages are. I hid who I really am from you. You don't know how hard it was to let you go. I regret lying to you, and I want to tell you how I feel. This feels like maybe somebody in separation right now. And you know how that goes. Like, you could all day long agree that, maybe we should take a break or take some time apart. Whole time apart, you can't do nothing but think about how you can't wait to be back. Right? And so you could be in separation with your person or with someone, or someone walked away from you. I do feel like there's definitely love. Doesn't necessarily mean it's healthy. There's something about needing to listen to the signs as you move forward here. Right now, you could be in a rampant energy, like where you are just wanting to conquer, wanting to conquer. I'm hearing that energy right now, but there's something coming up in the future where things are going to kind of slow down and the pace is going to be set. I think things get much more graceful in the future with the person that you're going to end up with. Could be the same person, doesn't have to be. It could be somebody new, but I see you in a very peaceful state when it comes to love in the future. And in a place where you can't ignore the signs if you wanted to. They're going to be blaring loudly in your face, Leo, reminding you every step of the way, okay, of how far you've come, of where you've come from. I see that in love for you. It's been difficult. Yeah, very chaotic and tumultuous love. To change over into something soft and to go from the devil to the temperance, that's a huge change. And it can be done. And that's what it looks like is going to happen. And I don't know if you are in separation, if separation was necessary. It looks like somebody's missing you. I don't know. I'm just reading the signs, but transformation has definitely come out. And so, yeah, that's what I see for you, Leo. Take care of yourself, okay? And sometimes love means walking away so that you can heal, and so, yeah, I'm sending you good energy, Leo. All right, let's take a look at Virgo. How you doing, Virgo? Welcome to a blood moon oracle. I'm going to take a look at love for you, okay? Virgo. For Virgo, let's take a look here. For Virgo. For Virgo. For Virgo. For Virgo. All right, Virgo. And for Virgo. So we have Charity, we have the Magician, we have the Fool, we have the High Priestess, the Death, and Strength. Okay. So in the past, I do see you being very loving, very giving, very like full of love. That's what Charity is. Like, you could be someone, or you could have been connected to someone or a situation that was just full of grace and consideration. And this could have been someone who was connected, to everybody. Everybody loved this person. Or that could have been you for them. Like, all of the people just loved you, in this connection. You could have been very giving of yourself, very trusting, very loyal. But there's something too about less from the past about trusting yourself with the High Priestess. There are some things about love in the past where you were just overflowing with trust and love and grace that I don't know if that overrode you trusting yourself in certain situations where you needed to follow your own leading. There were some lessons that you learned around that, around love, trusting yourself. There may have been like little nudges here and there that you ignored. Now that you are past it, you look back and you're like, yep, I knew it. I should have trusted my first instinct, right? There's something about your situations in the past where you show up very loving, like the epitome of love, but there's a lesson around you now knowing sometimes love is not enough, right? You also need wisdom. You also need the ability to navigate in certain situations that come up when it comes to love. So there's something more, I feel like, around what you've learned in the past, other than just being loving, right? And being able to trust yourself is huge, right? And so there was something about learning about trusting and maybe even depending on your source more too in the past. Now, in the present, I have the Magician and the Death card. It's almost like you are creating something or you're manifesting someone for some of you in the present moment. Either you're in a situation or a relationship and you're trying to make it into be what you want it to be or what you desire it to be. For someone, you may have a crush on somebody and you're trying to pull them into your life, but there's something about the fearing change. And if you are currently in a connection, it's like there's a fear that things will change. Or there's a fear that you might have to change, right? There's something about that coming out here, fear of change in your current situation. Yeah. It's almost like the recognition of realizing that you are not, you can only do so much, right? And you have to leave the rest to the other person in this connection. And though you may want to do the work for the other or to make up their half, like they have to do that. And I don't know, as I'm thinking back to some of the relationships that I've had, I think I did more than my share now that I look back. And the reason why is because you want things to work out. You want things to go well, and you want to do everything in your power so that it will. But there's a bit of reverse psychology there that I've learned now that I'm a little bit older. It's like sometimes pulling back is more, sometimes less is more, right? I don't know who that's for, but it's almost like you can't do somebody else's work. You have to allow them to do their own work. And though it feels right, it feels like the right thing. And you're like, oh, I'm just going to do this, even though I know that's their job, right? I just want things to stay peaceful and to stay good. I don't want them to change. And so you find yourself overcompensating. But yeah, no, if they need to change, let them change. Let things evolve. Let them change. Let them unravel into the rawness of what it is, right? And hopefully sooner than later. That way we can really get down to the nitty gritty of what we're dealing with, And so there's something about the current situation where you may be trying to do everything, like go sit down somewhere and allow the person to do their part. Less is more when it comes to love. And so I'm hearing spirit say that now in the future, I do see like a new direction. Maybe you will realize, hey, let's try something different. Like this isn't working. I see you going in a whole different direction than you're going in right now. But I still see like the fixer energy. I'm still seeing the fixer energy. And so your future person, Virgo, if I'm talking to someone who ends up in a new relationship with the Fool, it does feel that way. You will end up with another person going in a whole nother direction. This person might be, someone who is very easygoing, very free flowing, maybe isn't in a rush to get into a relationship, may not even want a relationship. Maybe they're just living and exploring and enjoying life. And you may be tempted to try to fix this person. Virgo, don't do it. Don't do it, Virgo. Just leave it. If they have to crumble, let them crumble. Okay. Just like you had to crumble in order to learn your lessons. They will never grow. They will never get the message if you don't allow them to crumble, to break, to fall, to make the mistake, to do whatever it is that they need to do so that they can evolve as well. I'm seeing that in the future. That's not your job. Okay. Less is more in this case, Spirit is saying. So what are the messages for Virgo? And I have Gemini, Virgo energy, Pisces, or Virgo, Gemini, Pisces energy, Scorpio, and Leo energy for you, Virgo. Okay. Sacred union. Honor, treasure your relationship, for it is truly sacred. Okay. Spirit is saying you are right to see this as a sacred connection. It is. Okay. Or maybe that's something that someone needs to learn here. What other message do we have for Virgo? Whoa. It is important right now to take a step back and spend some time alone instead of placing focus on another. Now is the time to give to yourself, right? And maybe that's just kind of like what I was saying about less is more. And there's something about the high priestess around needing to be able to trust yourself, especially in relationships. Like, there's just so much. There's so much to learn about ourselves when we enter into divine union or sacred union, or we enter into relationships. And one of the major number one lessons is learn to trust yourself, right? Your heart could be screaming, go take a day off or go visit your friend for, a couple of hours or for the weekend. And you're like, what are you talking about? Well, that's learn to trust yourself. That may be what's needed to give some space. That may be what's needed for the clarity of thought to happen, not only for you, but for your person too. Maybe in that space of being alone, they will realize what they need to be working on. I don't know. That's just an example, but for whoever this is for, Spirit is saying, it's okay to take a step back. It's okay. Your job is not to do the job for both of you. Your job is only to do your job and provide space for the other person to do their part, okay? That's for somebody. And if your person could say something to you, what would they say? What would they say? I feel you even though we are apart. Sometimes I stay awake thinking about you. The timing just wasn't right for us. So this could be somebody from the past dabbling in here, but it could also be a current connection. I want to feel that way again. Yeah, this could be someone from the past. Take it as it resonates. If it doesn't, then it doesn't, but it may resonate for some of you Virgos, okay? There's someone from the past that's still thinking about you, obviously so. But when it pertains to love, like Spirit is really talking to you, Virgo. Yeah, okay? Less is more, okay? Thank you, Virgo, for stopping by. It's always a pleasure.